Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So I'm Dan from Trading with Dan. Happy hump day, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are having a great week. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So without further ado, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. Yes, Bitcoin on the 4 hour. We had that move down yesterday. Bitcoin was looking weak. It couldn't move itself away from this 35 to 36,000 support level. Came down, hit our next level. Struggled there. Printed a sorts of bear flag, and then had basically a move down, not too far off the next support level. It did actually just manage to not get a 30,000 handle. I think it just stopped at just above 31,000. But yeah, either way, that was a pretty punchy move after this move down, and then moved pretty much straight down again. But that move was basically brought back up into our old support, new resistance level, which this morning, on this latest 4 hour candle, which we are going to close in 42 minutes, we have managed to find our way very nicely above this level, this $33,000 resistance level, and actually looking to try and potentially make a move to test our $36,000 level. So yeah, interesting times. You can kind of see the wider range, the box that is pretty much encapsulating the entirety of the current price action. What we may actually do, just to highlight this further, is here we go. Here's a rectangle. We will basically highlight this box as well. So we've basically got the three boxes. We've got the middle. Oops, here we go. Wait a minute. We've got the lower level here, around 30,000. We've got this mid level around 35 to 36,000, and then we've got the top level of basically 41 to 42,000. So what we need to be doing for the bulls is holding within here, making our way back above the midpoint, and then ultimately making our way above here. If you are a bear, what you want to be doing is seeing us get back up to this midpoint, get rejected, come back down and take out this level, and then we'll be continuing deep into the 20Ks, deep down into the 20Ks, that is. So yeah, that is basically that is pretty much the state of play for Bitcoin at the moment. Yeah, you can see the sideways action going on here, so it would not be at all unreasonable to expect us to make a move actually towards the top, so towards around 40,000. Not obviously necessarily in a straight line. Maybe we break up, get rejected here, come back and test the 33, break above, and then you know how it is, the forward check, the back checks and the paychecks. But ultimately we could be now looking at a move towards the 40,000 once we've obviously got lift off this base, and then well, whilst we are at that level, maybe we've got a chance of breaking above, and then either going nicely bullish again to new all-time highs, or a bull trap anywhere within this range. Anywhere within the range. It's a very wide range, but you would probably just highlight the midish point of it, so around the mid 40,000s, mid 40,000s as a level as the most likely level for a bull trap, if we are to get a bull trap. But like I said, that's not necessarily how that has to play. That's looking quite far ahead, and we could obviously continue onwards and upwards at that point, take out 58.5, and then find our way towards 100k. Ethereum, Bitcoin as well is lagging a bit here. It was getting hit basically after this 4-hour 9. It was getting hit obviously with Bitcoin coming down a bit, only marginally though. It was holding up quite well, but yeah, obviously with this move in Bitcoin, Ethereum is struggling here. So Bitcoin is making a good move on its own for a change here, without lagging the altcoins. So obviously Bitcoin dominance is going to be making a move up as well, as we can see here also. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance has got back above this horizontal, and as we can see, the Ethereum BTC has got below this horizontal, relatively corresponding horizontals there. So yeah, it is Bitcoin in in the spotlight at the moment. Dollar index still there or thereabouts. Literally at basically where the midpoint pretty much of the levels that we're looking at. Yeah, so lose this level, we can potentially come down. Eventually this will make a move, albeit to the upside or to the downside. Getting above this level, this here, getting above basically 91.7 would probably initiate some very decent upside. Maybe even to take out these highs and ultimately get into the 94s. I don't think that would not be my guess as to what would happen, but it could. But if we do come down, take out this recent low, then I think we are looking looking down into these 87s, which would clearly be good for all risk assets, including Bitcoin. Stock market is looking good here. It is looking like it is coiling up potentially for a break to the upside. So that would probably correspond with a move down in the DXY as well, if that is how this is to play out. We'll have a look at the stochastics. We know that they were looking particularly dire yesterday. They've all pretty much oscillators, indicators, everything's been quite beaten up recently, especially the medium and higher time frames. So at some point, this is why we're expecting a bounce at some point. It is just a case of where from, and ultimately where to. But yeah, where from first, because it has to come from somewhere first, and then where to, which we will see where it leads us. So yeah, 4 hour moving upwards here, and obviously has got basically the whole field to run into. The 10 hour once that loads up, it will show us it is probably turned back up from a low base also. Yeah, there you go, turn back up from a low base also, and the whole field to run into again as well. The whole pitch. 12 hour looking to turn up from a low level here as well also same thing. Daily still coming down though. 2 day looking to turn back up. 3 day looking to just turning back down. 5 day coming very deep here, so ultimately if this does turn around and get going, that will be what will ultimately be it will ultimately lead us, if it gets going to the upside, into our either bull trap in the mid 40,000s or basically our road to new all-time highs. Weekly still diving as well, and ultimately the same thing for there if that turns back round. Bi-weekly still diving, and then monthly still coming down, but obviously we can't really read much into this amount of price action. But yeah, so all in all, for 10-12 hour, if we get going here, we could basically see at the minimum that move to the top of the range. So it could get us through this 35, this basically first level of resistance, 35 to 36k, and then onwards towards basically the 40, 41, 42,000. And then we shall have some decisions to make. If we do get up there, if we do manage to hold, I mean, realistically, if we hold above 38, 39,000 in this top level here, then I do think that ultimately will turn around some of these, turn around and get moving some of these higher level stochastics you can see here. So the 5 day, the weekly, 3 day, yeah, and 3 day back up as well. And if they do get going, then yeah, like I said, that will they will basically give us a gooder chance of any of them breaking through the 42,000, and then like I said, upside, and then deciding bull trap or all-time highs. Are we basically ending was this the high? We're going to end the bull market, print a lower high, and then come back down into the low 20s, or after all the scariness going on, and we're going to continue on upwards. One thing I will just say for certain here, guys, is that trading is never easy. The market will never make things obvious here. Markets never make things obvious, otherwise that would then make trading easy. So there is obviously going to be testing people, so far as, is it over? Should we just exit crypto now? And it may be, but it is probably going to turn a lot more people bearish before we then ultimately have a nice move. So very realistically, we could come back up to maybe even only get as high as around the 38, 39, come back down and start to look pretty bad, and then again chop sideways for a bit longer before making a move, or either to the upside or to the downside, but before actually making a move and actually just frustrating people sideways within this larger range, which is very much what we had going on pretty much here, albeit a slightly ascending basically channel. And we also had it when we were back down here for we had it here for a bit as well, but more notably for a prolonged period over here, as you can see. Basically just sideways, not really realistically going anywhere, and then ultimately did make a move to the upside. I mean, you could look at this as our first initial move that we did have to the 60s. This is the pullback we have in now. We now just trade sideways for a period of time before ultimately going on a run to $250,000. maybe. Who knows? We shall see. But yeah, that is it, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.